We go live in the studio. Oh, okay. So so I should be talking stuff and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Rob, what's your number? I had two numbers for you. That's what the problem was.
One minute, 1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. No, the pressure's on now. The pressure's on now. You see me? Good. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Huh? Who? So what?
Seconds.
15 seconds. 15 seconds for YouTube or 15 seconds for live? Oh, till we go live? So you're going to give me...
5, 4.
Come on, y'all confusing me, man. All right, here we go. Are we live now?
We're live.
We're live. There we go.
You want to interact with the camera people?
No, I don't. Stop,
Okay,
stop,
shut up.
stop. Yes, yeah, thank you. Now, they know it, baby. Hey, how y'all doing? In case y'all don't know, I know y'all think this is a big joke, but here's the reality. We are live. I be Keith. This is the B-roll. Finally, after 5 years, we got this going on. We popping right now at the TBCN, Tampa Bay Community Network, here in Tampa Bay area. Film. So, how y'all doing? What's this show about? People keep asking me multiple times. I'm like, really serious? It's a variety show. And I say, a variety show? And they go, yeah, oh, what's it about? And I go, it's a variety show. And they go, oh, what's it about? And I go, excuse me, do me a favor, because somebody talk to this person, because I ain't got time for it. I really don't. I don't mean to sound rude, but that's just how it is. Because the show is about everything. Everything's on the table. For example, I put on my, my description for the day, I put Florida politics, right? That's a good thing, right? Florida politics. What do I talk about with Florida politics? Florida politics. I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's like live. It's self-explanatory. Here we go. I'll give you an example. People talk about these things, what about education? Let's talk about education and these fake hoax that they got going on, these fake narratives that they put out there. Look, this show is going to be about none of that fake stuff, okay? We debunk stuff. If we put it out there, you better believe it's going to be real. It's going to be real. And if you could prove anything otherwise, I want to know about it. Okay, I want to know about it. But until then, we have to assume it is real. Okay, we're going to run on it. It's real. I be Keith, the B-roll. That's what this is about. Okay, this is not like these fake shows out here. Give an example. To use their stance to indoctrinate people, the state legislature, the government, they decided to come up with this fake narrative called CRT. What is it? Critical race theory. What it's about? Nobody can explain. Why? Because if they explained it, it would no longer be a boogeyman. It would no longer be a hoax. They couldn't run on it. Why? Because they want to use it for something else. For what? To take away people's rights, to indoctrinate people. You know what indoctrination is? It's generally when you take something to streamline people's thoughts to go one way. That's indoctrination. Okay, here's the reality. CRT, it does not exist on a level below PhD. So unless you are a PhD candidate, you're not going to get no CRT training, especially as in elementary school, secondary school, high school. You're not going to get, there's no such thing as CRT. So what they do, they ban books using that fake hoax narrative. We're going to debunk that crap as we go along. some of the other freedoms. Oh, that's freedom of education, by the way, okay? They're taking away kids' freedom to learn. Diversity, that's what they call it. Oh, that's a bad thing. Only if you look at it from their point of view. Okay, we'll take up that subject later on. Another thing, politics. They want to take away your freedom of choice. They said, oh, we're going to put abortion ban. Oh yeah, I should warn you that some of the things I say are going to be very hot, but we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it. All right? Will I get flack? Will it annoy people? Will I get pushed back? Stuff like that? I probably will. Yeah, I probably will. But here's the reality. When you talk about banning abortion, doing these abortion bans, that's a bunch of crap. That's political stuff. They're taking away your freedom, right? Your freedom, people freedom, husband, wife, family freedom to terminate an unwanted pregnancy. What kind of unwanted pregnancy? Okay, your 13-year-old daughter, oh my gosh, end up having some kind of, making a mistake and having sexual contact with somebody, and she end up pregnant. Oh, it's after 7 weeks. It's 10 weeks, so she can't have an abortion. Okay, so now you got your 13-year-old daughter pregnant. Okay, rapist, get raped. Woman get raped. All right, that should be between that woman and whomever else is closest in their life, right? So she's ashamed. She's ashamed, right? Why not? It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. So she don't talk about it. Next thing you know, it's 3-4 months down the road. Personality change. What's wrong? Oh, she's pregnant. Why? By a rapist. Oh my God. Can she get an abortion? Not according to them. They want to take away your right. That's between you, your doctor, and God. If you want to believe, you believe in God, then in God. Right? Does that make sense? Think about it. Okay. Your other freedom. Freedom of peace of mind. Freedom of peace of mind. For political gain, for political showmanship, freedom of peace of mind. Give an example. Florida has, or had, or even right now until I guess June 1st, July 1st, Florida has some of the most slack guidelines, rules when it comes to purchasing firearms with a concealed firearm, right? It costs like $90 for the class, then it costs another $90 for the license, right? For concealed carry, right? So now they're saying, okay, after whatever, July 1st, anybody can get it. Yeah, literally anybody can get it, but they can't be, crazy. They can't have what do you call that thing? They can't have a history of violence. They can't have a history of mental illness. They can't have that stuff, but they can still, but if they ain't got it, they can get it. But how many people out here who are totally emotional? They're totally emotional. They get a little alcohol in them and forget about it. But now, those people who didn't have access to firearms decide, hey, let me go get a firearm. They get a little alcohol in them, kaboom. You're sitting in a restaurant, your family, you're trying to enjoy yourself, and next thing you know, some fool decides to let off with a fire stick. Boom, 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 boom. 3, 4 people shot, killed, kids. Right? I give you a prime example of how they want to diminish, how they want to, put that down and take away your peace of mind. We just had a shooting the other day in Allentown, Texas. Allen, Texas, right? Not to be confused with Allentown, Pennsylvania, right? Allen, Texas, right? 13 people were shot. 8 people died. What they don't want to tell you are who those 8 people were. It's a news flash. That's it. It's a news flash. It just goes through. And these are the same rules that they want here in Florida. Right? They don't want to tell you because some fool went and started to shoot up a store and killed a family of 3. There were 4 in the family. They killed 3 of them. They killed the mom, they killed the pop, they killed the infant brother, leaving the 6-year-old boy. What was that about? You heard about the shooting, right? But did you know that that family of four consists of four Asian people? Are you aware of that? Huh? Excuse me while I do my phone here. Airplane mode. Okay. Are you aware of that? No, because they didn't put that in the, they didn't make a big issue out of that. So now they want to take away, they're taking away your freedom for peace of mind. Everybody should have that, right? Peace of mind. I should be able to go to the restaurant and not have to worry about somebody coming in and shooting up the place because they're having a bad day, because they got a bad order. Law enforcement. Law enforcement. This bill is going to make law enforcement life hell. If you think you got a problem now, think about every time you go approach that car, that individual in that car, in that vehicle, could be ready to take your life. And guess what? Most likely, not going to be a person of color, because we know the reality, right? So that person that you go to that car for, to go make that arrest, to give that ticket, most likely, it's not going to be called a person of color. It's going to be a white person. Now, think about that. Freedom of mind, peace of mind. Can't believe that. Okay. So that's some of the things, topics that we're going to talk about. Everything. And once again, we're not letting nobody off the hook. I had a conversation with somebody. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about that. And it was about politics. It was about politics. And I said, okay, I'm going to talk about this, about that, right? And I was giving it from a Democratic point of view. They said, why don't you do use the Republican point of view? I said, okay, well, tell me some good things. tell me the good things. They can't answer that. You want me to say it just because you're saying it? Well, I can't argue that point, because right now I'm looking at the worst situation. I look at the worst. Why am I smiling? Because this is my first broadcast. You see the studio. It's a beautiful studio. These guys have been setting this up. They've been putting this stuff together for months, right? Setting it up. And we're still figuring out how to move around without making a lot of distractions. but you know what I'm saying? Things happen, right? We keep it moving. Like I was saying, right? What was I talking about? Okay, now you got to answer me. What was I talking about?
Republican versus Democrat.
Oh, Republican versus okay, there we go. There we go. The liberals, the libtards, the libtards and the Republicans, right? That's what called Republicans and the white wingers. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the situation. I'm talking to somebody. I'm saying, hold up. Are you aware that as a homeowner, right, that Floridians pay like 3 times more than the national average? The national average is like $1,600. The average Floridian pays $4,200 or more, except for if you with the government, right? Citizens, I believe the name of it is Citizens Insurance. They pay $6,000. They're paying $6,000 a year now. Now, they also gave themselves a 14% raise. So in the future, that's an $840 raise on that $6,000. So they're going to be paying nearly $7,000. $7,000 in homeowner insurance. You tell me what's so good about, DeSantis inflation, right? Republican inflation, which of course Republicans run the state. There's a lot of other states, red states, that are not paying this type of thing, right? So we talk about that. That's my thing. If you're going to tell me the bad things, I want to, I'm going to put this out there, and you give me a pushback on it. That's good. I'm cool. But let's talk about the realities of life. All right. So that's one of the things. Talk about religion. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. But I do. I do, because I talk about religion. I talk about things when people come and tell me, you should believe this, you should believe that, you should believe this, you should believe that, and you shouldn't be teaching about this in schools, but you want to teach about the Holy Bible. And I don't have anything against the Holy Bible. I don't. It's just that people try to use it as a weapon. They weaponize religion. Why? Because they tell you that this is this, that, and don't question it. Even Jesus questioned God. Father, why have you condemned me to be up on this cross? That's right. Father, why have thou forsaken me? That's what That's Jesus questioning God, but I can't question you and you're just another man? Are you serious? So I do that stuff. And it's not out of vindictiveness or maliciousness and I stuff that says, I don't, I'm an atheist. No, because I believe in the Almighty. I do. I really do. I believe in the Almighty. I believe that here, this universe was created in more than just 6,000 years. So I'm not a creationist. That's what they call them when people talk about the Bible, created in 6 days. God created the universe in 6 days and went and chilled out for, on the seventh day, on the Sabbath day. Okay, all right, that's what you believe, but what's your idea? And I actually did a post on my social media about this, and I asked, what's your idea of, or the time parameters for a day? Are you talking about the 24-hour cycle, that our Earth, 24 hours, right? The Earth revolves in 24 hours. Are you talking about that day? Or are you talking about the time it takes our solar system, right? Meaning our solar system, the sun, what we call Ra in Egypt, right? Has a name for it, or Sol. Is that the time it takes for us to travel around the galaxy, or the time it takes for our galaxy to travel around the universe? What's your idea? Give me an idea of a perspective of what you mean by, you say a date. And people say, what are you talking about? I say, well, okay, that's a little complicated for you. Okay, all right. So you're telling me about religion. You want to feed me this stuff, but you don't want to hear from the other side? Do you actually believe that this universe was created in 144 days? Sorry, 144 hours. Because that's the equivalent of what 6 days equal, 144 hours. Do you believe all this was created in 144 hours? See, we both believe in, you say God, I say the Almighty. We all believe in the Almighty, but I have a different idea. I believe angels were created from the beginning. I do. I believe in angels. But I also acknowledge them as being gods, because angels are gods. It's as simple as that. I don't see no limit in their power. I don't. And we do. We agree. We agree to these things. We just have a different understanding of what they are. I mean, it's okay to say, hey, peon, but I can't be a peon. I can't be an idiot. I can't be a moron. I'm a good person. I'm a trustworthy person. I'm an honest person. But I can't be naive, all right? Right? 144 hours. That's what they said the whole universe created in. Nah, we're gonna get pushback on that. Okay, that's another thing. Like I said, the media and politics and all this other stuff. There was a very wise, very smart person, and a lot of people question this. There was a very smart person. This person really smart, by the name of Donald Trump. Hold up, what did you just say? Yes, a very smart person in the name of Donald Trump. And regardless of what you want to say, the guy is really smart when it comes to a lot of stuff, because he's done things that most people would have been in jail for decades ago. And he keeps coming up. He's there. He's still there, right? Think about it. When I talk about news organizations, companies, and modern day news, he wrote a book, and in the book he said, if you tell a lie, right, and you repeat it 3 times, people will believe you. Okay, what happens if you tell a lie, you repeat it multiple times, you have a group of people repeating it multiple times, 12 people, like Fox News, right? Just for an example. You got John Hannity, and you got the other one, the shoplifter, Laura Ingraham. You got the judge who's should be retired from everything. I forget her name. And then you got the one for the business. I forget her name. And then you got the 5 guys who does the morning thing, Fox Friends, and then you got this other show called the Fox 5, and that's like 14 different people generating the same lie, right? The same lie. at least 3 times a piece. So in one day, that's what, 45 times that lie is told. But here's the catch to it. They're generating that lie for putting it out to an audience of 20 million people, at least. And if you take half of that 20 million people, those 44 lies becomes what? 100 million times, right? You tell me. That's one day. And it continues to build up and build up. So those are things that's things we like to talk about, that we're going to talk about, the debate, the debates and debunking. Now, it's not personal. I can't help it, because sometimes I talk to people and they're like idiots. It's like, what you just said, it probably sounded a lot more intelligent when it was in your head, right? Okay, but when it came out here, it didn't make no sense. Oh, yes, it did. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. Okay, we're good. But there's an old saying. I'm from Brooklyn, right? Well, I was raised in Brooklyn. There's an old saying that we have there, right? If you, and you probably heard this other famous person say it. If you argue with a fool from a distance, no one can really tell who's the fool. Okay, who's that guy? Jay-Z on one of his albums said that. That's something that we just said in Brooklyn. If you argue with a fool, you cannot tell from a distance who's the fool, because you're just going at it. You don't really know, right? So if you argue with an idiot, what does that make you? An idiot. I mean, I don't mean to insult people, but they said they said if I don't use like a lot of hardcore profanity, I don't have to go into the twilight zone. The information, what do they call that thing? Where you go with the information zone, like the 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Yeah, I don't have to go there. I can stay in the prime time. Yes. So I'm gonna stay away from profanity, okay, the best I can. If not, I'll be on there. So as we go along, that's a lot of things I want to talk about. It's just so many different things. And you're saying, well, all this stuff, you're going to rehash it. I'm not going to rehash it. I'm going to tell you about current events. I'm going to tell you about, future ideas. I'm going to tell you about the past. I'm going to tell you about the history. This is what we do. And what I do is I bring it into you. I bring it to you, the world, right? That's what you are, the artist. You're the world. I put it out there. But don't tell me that, I don't, maybe you should think this way. Maybe you should think that way. Well, I just want to know one thing. Why do you think I should think that way? Because somebody else told you that I should think that way, that you should think that way. So now you want to think that way. You want me to think that way, so we can all be on page. That's not how the world works, because that goes back to, what was that word I used earlier? Indoctrination. That's what that is. That's indoctrination, right? So that's what I want to dispel, right? I want to go, I am. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. Well, guess what? Let's get this popping. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Can I get a question? This is to, not just to this is not to the audience, but this is to my studio fam. How long I got to go? Is that minutes? All right. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, booth people. Thank you over there, Serge. Tell Rob, I got you, baby. We got you. Thank you. Rob, Mr. Silent Bob. Hey, it's Rob, Silent Bob. That's his name, right? Anyway, so we're just going to keep it going. Oh, Ben, stop creeping out like that. I got studio people all over the place, man. They got me going. So that's what the main goal with this show is, just to keep it real with the people, so that everybody can come on page, come on board. It's a journey that we're going to take together. It's one that I relish. And I know people like, what you sound like. They look at me like, it sounds like you close it up. You got 5 minutes to go. You're wrapping it up now. You got 5.5 minutes. I'm not really wrapping it up, people. Just don't leave. Don't leave. I'm just trying to feel heartfelt. I'm just trying to be heartfelt. I look at the camera now, right? I look in the camera. I look directly into the camera. Hi there, I'm back. So I'm gonna look dead into this camera. I know I'm joking around a little because what it takes is that what I want to be clear about this is this show. This show has been a long time in the making, decades in the making, right? I mean, literally decades. I've been wanting to do this for decades. And now we've gotten to that point where we're doing it. And this is an organization that is allowing it. Because let me tell you something. When I first asked if I could do a show, right? I went through the training and stuff, and I asked if I could do a show, and they were like, yeah. And I just sat there like, I'm sorry, what did you say? They said, yeah. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, right. So I leaned forward to see if I could smell any alcohol or like funny smells. Nothing. So I eased back in the chair like, okay, all right. You said I could do my show? Yeah, I could do a show, yeah. A talk show, yeah. You serious? Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. What can I talk about? Well, this is when they hit me with the Twilight Zone thing, right? I call it the Twilight Zone. Well, if you use this type of language, if you have this type of activities going on, yeah, we got to put you in the, the info zone. You know the info zone where the people, you watch them and we wake up, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and they sitting there and they got the phony back in the stage and this stuff. And they're like, hey, the little cheap, cheesy table. This is a nice table. I should get this in my living room. I deviate. Let's go back to the topic. Okay. And I was like, what? Are you serious? I could do a show? Okay, cool. So then something happened and it was put on pause, right? And I said, okay, eventually we're going to do this. So then I came back, boom, let's do this. Then all of a sudden, we were moving the studio. I said, okay, so, okay. Pause again, right? So I came back, and then I came for one day, and then Donald Trump hit. Donald Trump. And people gonna say, why you just said he's a smart guy, yeah, but he's also a knucklehead. I'm gonna tell you, I'm from New York, he's also a knucklehead. Corona hit. COVID hit. I came in like one day, right? And I'm ready to do this show, and next thing they said, we closed. I said, why? Because of COVID. I said, what the hell? And you know why? And here's why. Here's why I took a little swing at our favorite ex-president there. Because he told us that this is no more than a common cold. And then he did an interview 3 months later, March, and said, oh no, this is a vicious airport virus. I said, what the hell? What did you just say? For 3 months he was saying there was nothing more than a common cold. So you lied to the people? Oh, well, that's crazy, right? I shouldn't be closing my eyes, but this is my first show, right? And we're getting there. So back to the wrap up. To reiterating what I was saying, it's going to be a family show, but I will give you an advisory when you shouldn't have kids sitting in front of this show, sitting in front of that tube. Hopefully, it's probably going to piss people off. I hope not. It probably is going to piss people off. It might be a little brash at times, but it's also going to be educational and soothing and comforting. But don't hold me that. Don't hold me to that. All right, don't hold me to that. What else? And then by then, what else can I say? By then, I should have guests. I think I should get the guests before my next show, right? Because if I don't get the guests before my next show, then they're probably not going to come here. Anyway, anyhows, anyways, I be Keith. This be the B-roll, okay? And we're doing what we have to do. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm going to put this out here. Whether you like it or leave it, that, like it, love it, come and join it, because you're always going to grow. It's always going to be something to get you, to motivate you to be a better person. See, because I can hear everything I'm hearing in the background. We're working out all kinks too. We're working out kinks. So let's wrap this up. Again, I be Keith. This be the B-Road. Thank you. Oh, let me say this real quick. We got it on FiOS 3036. We got it on Spectrum 638, 639. We got it on Comcast. And I'm wrapping it up. I got to wrap it up. Boom. Thank you. Peace.
Okay, we're off.
We're off?
We're off, but we're still running.
Oh, so let me get some B-roll here.